Healing the Inner Child by David Tobin. Love and Light Meditation. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to tonight's meditation on healing the inner child. We have spent the last 5 weeks sending light and love to the people of the world and the whole universe. We have done meditations on forgiveness for ourselves and for others who may have harmed us, either intentionally or unintentionally. We have learned that showing gratitude on a daily basis for even the smallest things can help you so much during the day. We have explored the possibility that we can trust ourselves and venture into the murky waters of trusting others. Thank you so much to Esther for guiding us into resetting our nervous system. And finally, last week, we put it all together and realized that we could manifest anything we truly believed would be for our highest good. Beautiful souls, I now ask you to call in your own spiritual team, your higher power, your angels and guardian angels. Feel the love and support of your own protective team as we now embark on the journey of healing our own inner child. Please find a comfortable, quiet position in the house, a place where you won't be disturbed. Gently close your eyes, relax your shoulder, release any tension in your hands and feet. Slow your breath down to only 6 breaths a minute. Taking a deep breath into the count of 5, hold for 5 and breathe everything out to the count of 6. Repeat this in your own time 2 more times. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful souls, tonight I want to take you on a story of a young boy who grew up in a small town with 2 older sisters and 1 older brother. His father was a hard-working woodcutter, but had a very dark, angry side to himself. He was often quite angry and violent towards the young boy. He never showed the young boy any love or spent much time with him. This made the young boy quite sad and lonely. He learned that to escape the anger, he could either run, fight back, or freeze. He learned that to freeze meant he didn't have to feel. He didn't have to feel love, anger, fear, or any emotion. The only way he could escape was to not feel anything. He had to shut down everything completely to survive. He grew up feeling emotionally detached from everyone and everything. He never really got to know his father at all, and his father passed away when the boy was still quite young. The young teenager was quite lost, going from relationship to relationship, from job to job, trying to escape from the pain that was he never going to escape from. You see, that pain was buried deep inside him. Wherever he went or whatever he did, it went everywhere with him. He couldn't escape it, because when he shut down as a small boy, he shut down that pain as well, locked away deep inside him to a place no one could ever get close to. He couldn't laugh, he couldn't love, he couldn't cry. No matter how hard he searched for happiness and love, he didn't know how to find it or where to find it. He kept searching outside of himself to find it. In relationships, in work, in friends. But he never realized the only way he was ever going to find happiness was to love himself first. He was always trying to find it from everyone else, but it was always inside of him. He needed to shed all the layers of anger, fear, shame, sadness, and blame, so he could finally understand what love and happiness really feels like. He worked hard on himself. He started helping other people as much as he could. He had lots of counselling and attended self-help groups. Slowly but slowly, he started to feel joy in the smallest of things. The warmth of the sun, the coolness of the breeze, the smell of the flower, the appreciation of an animal. He sat down one day and wrote a long letter to his father. How his dad had let him down, how he was such a bad dad, and that he'd never been there for him. But he never gave him any love. The young man read the letter out loud, and suddenly the tears started flowing. For the first time in his life, he started to feel the shackles were finally beginning to fall off, and he was finally starting the long road to healing the inner child. Over many years, and with the help of some beautiful friends, he learned what true love comes from. It comes from loving yourself first. Then, finally, he could truly know what it was like to love others and find happiness inside. The boy was healing. The boy was home. Beautiful friends, healing the inner child can take a lot of courage, but until we do that, we will carry the pain well into our adult life, recreating the patterns in every relationship. One of the best ways to do that is to heal the inner child, and tonight, beautiful souls, with the help of our spirit guides and with the help and love of all of us here tonight, we will take a big step to healing that wound. Please find a beautiful position. Relax your fingers, your hands, your toes, and let your shoulders drop. Feel the cool breath going into your nostrils and deep into your lungs. Just continue breathing in and out. Feel the rhythm of life. Now imagine you are in a deep sleep, in a nice, cozy, warm bed. You are having a dream. In the dream, you imagine yourself waking up from the dream, getting dressed, and walking towards the front door. You open the door, and to your surprise, it is not pitch black, but the sun is shining and it's a beautiful, warm autumn day. You suddenly notice hundreds of people are also awake and walking towards a thick forest that is not far from your home. You are curious and you start to walk with those people into the forest. Quite soon you come to a massive clearing in the middle of the forest, and to your amazement, you notice some massive trees growing right up into the sky, so high that you can't see the top of the trees. You walk closer and you notice there is in fact 26 trees. and on the trunk of every tree there is a flashing letter of the alphabet. You notice that people are climbing up every one of these trees. You look for your initial and find it. You feel guided to start climbing up your tree. As you climb, you start to get the energy from the tree and you feel like a young child again. As you climb, you notice people are climbing on flashing side branches and warping off into the clouds. You climb more and more, and suddenly you touch a branch and it starts to flash wildly. You climb along the branch into the cloud, and as you climb, the light gets brighter and brighter, and you walk into a child's play area. You see a small child huddled with a soft toy, whimpering in the corner of the room. The child turns towards you, and to your amazement, you see that the child is in fact yourself as the small child. Your heart beats faster as you walk towards the child, and you smile and say hello to the small child. The child is not scared and smiles back at you, but doesn't know you are the older version of themselves. You say hello and start talking to the child. Soon after, the child tells you why they are so sad and scared. You listen without interrupting and sit quietly next to the child as the child releases all the trauma they've not been able to talk to anyone about. The small child, for the first time in their lives, has complete trust and love in another human being. They feel as safe and they feel loved and validated. The tears are going. You reach out your hands in a loving embrace. You look into the child's eyes and say, I love you. I am always here for you when you need me. The child nods and says, thank you. I love you too. You tuck the small child into bed, kiss them gently on the forehead good night, and they drift off into sleep. You turn off the light and walk towards the glowing light back onto the branch. You glance back at the child as you look at each other and say, you are always strong. You are braver than you think. You are always good enough. You climb back onto the tree and start descending down to the ground. You notice how different and how much lighter you feel. You feel like a heavy weight has been lifted off your shoulders. You walk back to your house, undress and go back to bed in a deep sleep. You wake up next morning not remembering the dream, but feeling so rested and happy. The words, I love you, keep going through your mind. You smile. Beautiful souls, let us put the bright, glowing light of love all around us. Let it spread all over our house and our neighbourhood. Soon it envelops our whole town and quickly our whole state or province. Soon our whole country is surrounded by beautiful golden light. You look up and see trillions and trillions of beautiful angels shining love and light to all the universe and its people. You have helped spread love and light. Slowly come back to the room. Wiggle your hands and your toes. Notice your breathing is now regular and come fully back into the room. Thank you so much, beautiful souls, for joining me in the Inner Child Healing Meditation. Much light and love to you all. Namaste.